National Electrical Code sections related to underfloor equipment include Article 300.22 current, which states that equipment shall not be installed in a manner that prevents the proper operation of overcurrent protective devices and the safe and maintenance of electrical installations. Article 400.8 states that flexible cords shall not be laid on the floor under removable floor panels. Article 645.5d states that underfloor electrical equipment shall be approved for the purpose and shall be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. National Electrical Code sections related to supplementary overcurrent protection include Article 240.10b, which states that supplementary overcurrent protection devices shall be accessible for maintenance and shall be provided to protect all conductors and equipment in the circuit to the maximum extent possible. Article 240.10c states that where supplementary overcurrent protection is not readily accessible, an overcurrent protective device shall be located at the point of attachment of the tap conductors. Refer to the National Electrical Code Handbook, Article 240.10. Supplementary overcurrent protection may be located in a remote location if accessible for maintenance. Refer to TI-942 Telecommunications Infrastructure Standard for Data Centers. Section 14, Electrical, prohibits the installation of electrical equipment under raised floors unless specifically designed and listed for underfloor use. Based on the provided information and the applicable National Electrical Code sections, it is likely that mounting the automatic transfer switch or dual input auto switching systems under the raised floor would be a violation of the National Electrical Code. These devices are not specifically listed for underfloor use, and they are not readily accessible for maintenance. Additionally, installing flexible cords under removable floor panels is prohibited by Article 400.8. Although Article 645 does not specifically address the installation of these devices under the raised floor, the general safety provisions of Article 300.22 current and the requirements for accessibility for maintenance in Article 240.10b and TI-942 would prohibit such an installation. When dealing with electrical installations, safety is paramount. The National Electrical Code provides a comprehensive set of guidelines to ensure electrical systems are installed and maintained properly, minimizing risks of fire and electrical shock. Let's consider the implications of placing automatic transfer switches or dual input auto switching systems beneath a raised floor in a computer room, a scenario that demands careful adherence to the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code's Article 300.22 code is a crucial starting point. This section emphasizes that electrical equipment shouldn't be installed in a way that compromises the functionality of overcurrent protection devices or jeopardizes the safety and maintenance of electrical installations. Mounting equipment under a raised floor could potentially obstruct access to overcurrent protection devices like circuit breakers or fuses, hindering their ability to quickly interrupt a fault and prevent an overload or short circuit. This could lead to overheating, insulation breakdown, and potentially a fire. Accessibility is a key concern here. The ability to safely and easily maintain electrical installations is vital for identifying and resolving issues before they escalate into hazards. Another essential aspect is Article 400.8, which explicitly prohibits laying flexible cords on the floor underneath removable floor panels. This is because these cords can be easily damaged by foot traffic, equipment movement, or even the sharp edges of the floor panels themselves. Damaged insulation on flexible cords presents a shock hazard and could also ignite flammable materials in the underfloor space. Article 645.5d adds another layer of complexity. This section mandates that any underfloor electrical equipment must be approved for that specific purpose and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. This means that the automatic transfer switches or dual input auto switching systems must be explicitly listed or labeled for underfloor use by a recognized testing laboratory like Underwriters Laboratories or Intertic. The listing ensures that the equipment has been rigorously tested and evaluated for the unique environmental conditions and potential hazards associated with underfloor environments, such as increased humidity, dust accumulation, and limited ventilation. If the equipment isn't listed for underfloor use, it hasn't been proven safe for the environment, and its installation would be a violation of the National Electrical Code. Now let's delve into the realm of supplementary overcurrent protection. Article 240.10b mandates that supplementary overcurrent protection devices be readily accessible for maintenance and adequately protect all conductors and equipment in the circuit. If these devices, such as fuses or circuit breakers within the automatic transfer switches or dual input auto switching systems, are buried under a raised floor, they become difficult to access for inspection, testing, and replacement. This lack of accessibility could delay necessary maintenance, potentially leading to a more serious electrical problem. Article 240.10c provides an exception to the accessibility rule, stating that if supplementary overcurrent protection isn't readily accessible, an overcurrent protective device must be located at the point of attachment of the tap conductors. However, this exception doesn't eliminate the need for the supplementary overcurrent protection itself to be properly rated and installed. It simply addresses the location of the upstream overcurrent device. It is also important to note that the National Electrical Code Handbook, in its commentary on Article 240.10, acknowledges that supplementary overcurrent protection can be located remotely if it remains accessible for maintenance. This further reinforces the importance of ensuring that even remotely located overcurrent devices can be easily reached for servicing. Beyond the National Electrical Code, the Telecommunications Infrastructure Standard for Data Centers, known as TI-942, offers additional guidance. Section 14 of the standard specifically prohibits the installation of electrical equipment under raised floors unless it is specifically designed and listed for such use. This standard emphasizes the importance of using equipment that has been rigorously evaluated and certified for the unique conditions of underfloor environments in data centers. Based on these National Electrical Code sections and the TI-942 standard, mounting automatic transfer switches or dual input auto switching systems under a raised floor would likely be a National Electrical Code violation unless the equipment is specifically listed for underfloor use, readily accessible for maintenance, and installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Failing to comply with these requirements could create a safety hazard, increase the risk of electrical fires, and violate the National Electrical Code.